So, let's talk about it. Welcome to Conversations with Kiah, where we just talking through life's BS because somebody has to. I'm Kiah, raised in trauma like most of us, full of common sense that don't seem to exist anymore. Doing my best to keep my anxiety in check, all while staying out of prison. Conversations with Kiah.
I don't know who was in charge of hiring in 2025, but it's about time for that child to clock out and go home, okay? And never come back. This year was absolutely incompetent in every which way idiocy could possibly expand. Like, no one had any training. There weren't any supervisors. It felt as if there were no real adults, and I'm an adult. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Conversations with Kiah, where we're talking through life's BS because somebody has to. I'm Kiah, raised in trauma like most of us, full of common sense that don't seem to exist anymore, and doing my absolute best to keep my anxiety in check, all while staying out of prison. And since it's New Year's Eve, day-ish, wherever you are, before we all start lying to ourselves about who we're going to be in 2026, I figured this was the perfect time to start this podcast. Not with advice, not with pretending like I have answers, but with conversation. Now, 2025, that's a conversation, and I definitely think we should unpack it. Now, I don't know about you, but I rang in 2025 very optimistic. Mika and I, my wife, rang it in New York City. We went there for the ball drop. And when I say we were lovingly kidnapped, I mean rescued with intention. Our sassy Grecian homegirl Speed looked at us heading into the chaos of New Year's Eve in Times Square and said, no, my boos will not be wearing diapers. She barricaded us in her Manhattan high-rise with gifts, booze, and food. She even squirreled in a surprise for my New Year's baby wife after midnight had come and gone. Being bonded by our love for New York Liberty's mascot, Speed shocked us both with a Ellie the Elephant birthday cotton candy cake for Jamaica. A custom cake in New York City, Manhattan specifically, with just good vibes, good energy, and good friends. So I was optimistic. I said, oh, so we're starting off love. Okay, I was here for it. Feeling protected, feeling all covered. I was delusional, but I was happy. Now, the internet was having an emotional breakdown because TikTok might be shutting down. And listen, I'm not judging. I was emotional too. I was one of those people crying on the app. That app kept me off the ledge during COVID, okay? It connected me to some sense of community after I moved 3,000 miles away from home. And it still fills in all the quiet moments of life. Whether I'm standing in line, whether I'm just chilling in the car, I got my TikTok. So yeah, people had the right to be emotional. They were posting videos, goodbye videos, as if TikTok was moving across seas and never coming back. It wasn't stupid. It was real grief. Now, January wasn't finished with us. It pretty much told us, before y'all get comfortable, hold my beer. I am a flight attendant. I am very proud to be a flight attendant. In January, the Potomac River mid-air collision shook aviation to its core. And when something like this happens, it's not just a headline for us. It's a reminder. It's reality check. It tells us that systems matter. It reminds us training matters. Oversight matters. And when corners get cut, real people pay the price. January let us know very, very early that this year was going to be indeed unhinged. Now, February gave us a little bit of a break, at least in my opinion. February was when TikTok was masquerading around like it was HBO, okay? That's when we got the million-part series TikTok sagas, and I was here for it. It wasn't just part 2, not just part 4. I'm talking about I was living for the part 17 with a recap and a comment section that was begging for updates. And I got to be honest, it replaced television for me. I even made a friend this year, actually, from one of those sagas. So clearly the internet was out here doing God's work, okay? Trauma bonding and building communities at the same doggone time. Now, February was also cute because music had to remind us that intentional living was possible. Kendrick Lamar did not rush. He didn't over-explain. He didn't go begging for attention either. That man let one song sit, chart, tour, and then win awards. Okay? When I say this was discipline of artistry, it wasn't noise. It was a masterclass to me on knowing when to speak and when to let silence do the work for you. 9 months after he dropped Not Like Us, he performed it on the world's largest stage, the Super Bowl, delivering what I've been calling a final blow into Drake's career. I'm pretty sure that little light-skinned boy is still sitting somewhere crying about this. I know he is. Now, February, Beyonce also did her thing. Beyonce Giselle, that girl, nose caught him. Cowboy Carter wasn't just the album. It was a correction to history. Okay? Country music was reclaimed when she won that Grammy this year. And it was given back to its original creators and home. With that spotlight came something really beautiful. Black country music artists who had been grinding quietly for years finally got some shine. Artists some of us, myself included, would have never gone looking for. Growing up in Atlanta, country music wasn't for black folks. That was white people's music. I'm going to just say this. Things have changed. Tanner Adele has made a whole buckle bunny out of me. Talk about humbling, okay? Sometimes the door just needs to be kicked down so that you can see that there's some really cool stuff in there. And I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all now, yes, me and my wife dragged our black asses all the way to London for the Cowboy Carter tour. Boots on, mouths open, singing word for word, fully participating. And will I do it again? Yes, I will. Now, March was kind of funny. It was like we entered into a personality crisis. Now, with social media, you can't really blame us. We're getting new aesthetics and new boundaries and new captions that move our souls every second of every day. So I'm not mad at it. I just think that we could have slowed down. Now, I understand that sometimes life is going to humble you to where you realize that the old version of yourself can't carry what's next. So you do have to rebrand. But March was funny. It was like we were doing something every week. And it was like titles, vibes, and eras. I don't know if my age is showing right now or what. But all of a sudden we got the villain era, main character energy era. What's my favorite one? Soft life era. Okay. It was as if you had a new vibe on Monday, a new era on Thursday, but by Sunday, all of it was the same shit, just with a new font. Listen, y'all, growth is not a filter. Okay. Growth is not an instant thing either. It takes time. Let yourself cook for a while. Okay. March left everybody standing in the mirror, looking at ourselves, feeling like we were behind, asking, what are we going to be this week? Okay. And y'all, this isn't failure. This is just, we're realizing, let's slow down. Let's let healing actually do its thing. Let's let rebranding, let's let growth actually set in and grow us. Okay? You can't rush that process. Now, spring and summer, I think somebody came outside with a bullhorn and just said, let's go ratchet, let's go louder. Okay? Zeus Network. We have to talk about baddies here. We have to. It was as if they kicked up to a new level of craziness this year. It was as if the executives of Zeus said, how can we make baddies worse? And somehow they figured out exactly how to do it. At some point, the show stopped even trying to entertain, and they decided to go towards a different type of entertainment, UFC fighting, because that's all it is. I don't even know why anybody has beef anymore. I can't even watch it. My wife loves Ratchet TV, y'all. Do you know she let Zeus go because she was over it? Okay. Around the same time, we started to see the demise of Nicki Minaj. Now, I have never been a Nicki Minaj fan. I just didn't like old girl. But it has been sad to see her spiral down the way that she has. And she hasn't disappeared. That would probably be better for her. Her image, her reputation, it is horrifically crashing and burning second by second. This crash out has been like uncomfortable to watch in real time. And this is just on social media in the comfort and privacy of my own home. This isn't about her talent. It is straight up about her behavior. The internet finally stopped making excuses for her. Towards the end of this year, she pretty much lost millions of followers to the point where she had to delete her Instagram account. Baby girl just needs to go sit in the jungle somewhere and meditate. She needs to talk to the Lord, her ancestors. I don't know, them skills. She needs to talk to somebody because it is not going well for her at all. We also saw the drama in the WNBA. The WNBA has been carrying half the culture, getting half the respect. The media circus created not by Nafisa Collier, but by the disrespectful Kathy Engelbert, doggone commissioner, still pisses me off. It really does, okay? Nafisa Collier is not one of my favorite people by far, okay? Long story short, I'm hating on the girl. The girl is the greatest defensive player ever. She's just on the wrong team. She's not on my team. So I will have to hate on her until, she comes over to the New York Liberty side or I switch teams. I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm appreciative of her and we'll leave it at that. She's usually quiet though. The girl lets her movements speak for her. She had to bring the troubles of the CBA negotiations to the media. The gaslight that Kathy sparked with her rebuttal could have literally blown up the league and not given us a season for 2026. Women have been showing up in this sport, performing in entertainment for forever. And the fact that they're still being treated as an afterthought and now by one of our own, another woman, I'm ready for Kathy to go. I'm just ready for Kathy to go. We need new leadership across the board. Now, let's move on to late summer because now I got a whole attitude behind Kathy freaking Engelbert, okay? Cardi B started her rollout in the summertime. And I got to tell you, I am a fan of power moves. And Cardi B is one of those people that I do enjoy watching, growing, and winning, okay? Cardi told us, watch this rollout. Yeah, we were waiting for the album, but she was like, we're going to have fun before the album drops. Sis been dropping singles. She been hitting on features. Her visibility has been stellar. But this rollout felt so curated. It felt so intentional. It felt like somebody made it for us. Okay? Like it was made for her fans. It was actually fun just to be a part of watching things online. And of course, I did have a very, very good time watching Cardi B call her ex-husband her baby mama because he was and still is acting like a bitch. Oh, I do love seeing Offset crash and burn as this girl continues to win on a regular basis. And I got to tell you, the thing about Cardi is chaos controlled. That little girl knows exactly what she's doing. She does. She knows that she is a partying girl's girl who's a mama now. And she has somehow figured out how to make all of that work for her. Like she's turned it into a niche. By September, when the album actually dropped, she had reunited all the rap girlies. And I was so here for it. I'm going to be honest. I've never been a Cardi B fan until this album. When I say I'm listening to Am I the Drama damn near every other day, and I'm actively losing weight so that I could be at the tour, baby, Auntie is to be, she better be outside, okay? I'm about to be so pretty and petty as fuck. Outside with the nieces. Yes, 40-year-olds, we gonna have to find us a group or a section so that we could go ahead and turn up with the girlies. September also reminded us that the internet is not like Vegas, okay? What stays online, what happens online does not stay online anymore, okay? Stories like Brene and Akira and Tim and Devin showed us that what happens online really does have consequences, okay? When drama leaves these apps and real life actually kicks in, there are consequences. Sometimes life throws the most personal pain into the public arena, but what you do with it is what really makes a difference. And Akira Montague, she didn't take this lying down, okay? This is a woman who transformed her hurt into straight up strength, legal accountability, and a fresh new chapter of life with a $1.75 million payout from the home wrecking ex-friend who tried to destroy her house. In doing so, she taught the world, especially women, what it looks like to be grown and about your business. Listen, courtrooms don't care nothing about engagement, and consequences don't care nothing about followers. By fall, everybody was tired of all the drama, and things had just gotten quiet. There was an assassination. Commenters face repercussions from their online comments and activities with their jobs, communities, and opposing enthusiasts, further proving that freedom of speech ain't for everybody. People started disassociating. We started minding our business. Somewhere in all of this, the chaos, the culture, the music, the mess, I realized something. I don't want and I can't tell or advise anybody how to navigate through this. I need help too. This is wild shit. I want a place where we can sit down, talk through life. That was my original goal. Conversations with Kiah is going to be a weekly sit down. We're going to talk about culture, relationships, money, joy, grief, internet nonsense, real life situations. Sometimes it's going to be funny. Sometimes it's going to be heavy. But I'm going to try to always be honest with you. There will be no judgment here. There will be no preaching here. Just to say things out loud that we're already thinking in a safe space. That's what this is for. Now, before we wrap this up, because it is New Year's Eve day-ish, I want to talk to you for a quick second. I'm nosy. I need to know. What New Year's resolutions have you already lied to yourself about? I said I was going to the gym. I know that's not true. I'm not talking about cute ones like that. I mean, the ones that you done said with your chest, like the savings goal, or I'm not going to text that person no more. I'm not going to deal with that. I want those. I want the drama. Now, on the flip side, what are you actually looking forward to this year? What are you hoping grows? And you know what? What are you hoping stops? So many times I don't think we talk enough about things that we're done entertaining. That's what this space is all for. And because this is going to be a conversational every week, we're going to have a couple of things that you could count on. I have 2 segments. Don't laugh at me. This is new. The first one is called Cocktails and Carry-Ons. Now, let me be clear. Once again, I am a proud flight attendant. And now that I'm here, consider me your flight attendant homie. I'm here for you with all the tips and tricks and education that you might need to travel successfully, right? Now, with that being said, here's our first nugget of education. Listen to me clear here. Flight attendants are not your bartenders. It is illegal to be intoxicated on a U.S. aircraft. Okay? Now, with that being said, we definitely know how to unwind. Okay? We definitely know how to turn up and have a good time. So every week, I'm bringing you a cocktail, something you can sip with me or after a hard day or a weird week or hell, like 2025, an awkward year. You can grab a mocktail or you can just vibe. But we're easing into these conversations with some grace and a lot of love and intention. The second segment is the unsolicited advice moment. Because we all ask for advice in group chats, comments, chat GPT, and notes apps that we never even revisit. Send it here. Real situations, no names, there will be no judgment. We're going to talk it through like grown folks. Honestly, respectfully, and in love. Not to fix your life, just to get some voices to help with life's BS. So listen, as the ball drops, or you clean up the red Solo cups that done messed up your place, just know I don't wish perfection for this. And I don't wish perfection for you. I wish clarity. I wish you peace. I wish you patience to choose better. Slowly and intentionally and with grace. This is Conversations with Kiah. Settle in. Let's talk about all of it. Happy New Year, y'all.
Let's talk about it.
I'll see you next week.
Welcome to Conversations with Kiah, where we just talking through life's BS because somebody has to. I'm Kiah.